Good morning. My name is Jeff Latzer, co-founder of New York, and I volunteered at AC&C for 3.5 years. My fellow volunteers and I knew then what New Yorkers, politicians, and the media are starting to realize now. AC&C is a nationwide embarrassment that kills 1/3 of its animals, infects 100% of them with preventable diseases, and terminates whistleblowing volunteers. But today, I'd like to focus on one emblematic disease that has gone untreated at AC&C since 2003. His name is Richard Gentles. He's the Director of Development and Communications, and he's sitting here today. Richard was hired 6 months after leaving City Parks in handcuffs, charged with a felony. He rigged a test for his fiancee, whom he was supervising there at the time, and then lied about it. ACC has had 8 executive directors since 2002, but despite an abysmal fundraising record, Richard Gentles has survived them all. He makes 6 figures with yearly raises, drives a fully funded company car, and has 2 assistants serving him. Despite clear transparency requirements as a nonprofit, ACC has not posted its tax returns online for the past 3 years, but the forms leading up to that show Richard's accountability. In 2009, his salary was $119,000. In 2010, it jumped to $125,000, and this was during massive budget cuts, staff layoffs, and food shortages at ACC. As head of ACC fundraising, Richard raised $56,276 in 2010, not even half his salary. Those small nonprofit rescue groups that account for the majority of ACC surviving animals are run by people with full-time jobs, and they raise more money per year than Richard does for one of the largest city shelters in the country. Current Executive Director Risa Weinstock knows this well. In 2009, her first term as Interim Executive Director, Risa gave Richard one of his many promotions and raises. So my question for Risa today is there one good reason you can give us why New Yorkers don't deserve better than Richard Gentles?
Thank you for your comment. I wouldn't even take the time to answer since it's filled with lots of inaccuracies and
like what?
Yeah. For the fundraising statistic, for example, that you mentioned, we disputed it earlier and we know it's wrong, but actually I'm not going to have a dialogue with you about personal attacks. So why don't you take your seat and the next person will hear.
Well done.
Is